Hey everybody, it's your Uncle Bear. So there's several organizations right now that are kind of going after brokers. Now, me personally, I don't have anything against brokers per se. I do have a problem with brokers that get greedy and offer freight for far below what it costs a carrier to operate his truck, his or her truck, and have all these fines that they want to impose, and etc., and so forth. But this happened to me, and I'm going to let you take with it what you will. Take from it what you will. We had a load a while back. Now, we had hauled for an individual that worked for a brokerage. We hauled a couple of these loads. They were decent paying loads. They went up into Iowa and South Dakota. And anyway, they originated. I picked them up at a warehouse in Laredo. They came out of Mexico. It was Mexican product. And anyway, we hauled a third load, same guy, but there was a different brokerage on the paperwork, on the rate con. So I asked him about it, and he said that this other brokerage had purchased the brokerage he was with before, and he went with it with his customer. Okay, that sounded reasonable, and we hadn't had any problems with him before. We hadn't had any problems getting paid or anything. Well, it came to pass that we hadn't been paid or our factoring company hadn't been paid, and they asked us to step in and talk to the brokerage. So we called the brokerage, and they said, yeah, that payment has been issued. You should get it. It should be there anytime. That check was mailed. Okay. So that didn't play. So the second time I called, we decided, well, maybe we need to file on their bond. So we were going to file on their bond. Well, then we came to find out that their insurance and basically their bond weren't in force anymore. They jacked us around long enough to where we couldn't file on their bond. So we called the company that he allegedly went to, and they said, yeah, that this was from one of the previous loads, so they weren't liable for it, and he was no longer in their employ. Nice. So this was $4,500. So anyway, we ended up, now we we went to an outfit, and they're going to, if they're able to collect, we get 50% of it. They get the other 4, or they get the other half. So, which I guess half is better than none, but the thing that chaps my ass on this is nobody got hurt except the carrier. The broker, well, they got sold, so they got their money for being sold. The brokerage that bought them, they didn't get hurt. They didn't get hurt in the deal. They got their money. The shipper got their product shipped, and the receiver got their product delivered on time, undamaged. The only entity that got hurt was the carrier. Everybody got paid but me. And that's what pisses me off, because somebody, and like I say, the shipper is actually in Mexico. They're actually in Mexico, so The other outfit where I loaded it, they're just a forwarding company, so they got nothing to do with it. I don't speak Spanish, so there's nothing I can do. And I can't do anything internationally anyway. So, there definitely needs to be some kind of accountability from somebody, because the carrier did all the work, did all the heavy lifting, and gets shit on. And that should never be, because we're what keeps the economy moving in this country. And I don't even drink anymore. This was a loaded tequila, so do the fucking math. I don't know. Hopefully this other outfit, that we employed, will be able to get some. Who the hell knows? But yeah, something does need to be done about something. Now, I don't necessarily agree with everything these other organizations are doing, but it's a place to start. It's a place to start the negotiations. Oliver Truck Center has a website. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but he's on TikTok, and he's written up a petition. AFFTRA.org is one to check out. AFTRA with 2 F's, and CarriersUnited.com is another one. Check them out. Like I say, I don't necessarily agree with it, but something needs to be done, and it's a place to start. It's way better than doing nothing, and it's really easy for us to get screwed as carriers. I own 1 truck and 1 trailer, and everything hurts. Everything hurts. I actually I needed my trailer's annual inspection last week, and they charged me $148 I had it done because I needed to get the reefer unit serviced. So I said, go ahead and do an annual inspection on it. $148, and it was on a separate invoice because it's the reefer shop and the trailer shop are 2 different entities in the same building. But $148 plus, I think it was $33 for supplies. What supplies do you need to do an inspection? A rag? Who the hell knows? But yeah, that's a screw job. Almost $200 to get an annual inspection. Lesson learned. That's all I gotta say. I won't go there again. Be safe out there, everybody, and be profitable, hopefully. We'll talk to you soon.